This is a response video to a blog on OddsJam entitled How to Use Market Width in Plus EV Sports Betting by Randall here. The link is in the description below. This is what the blog looks like. In it, Randall and OddsJam asks, what is market width in sports betting? Market width is a term that is used to describe the difference between odds for a single game. So in the blog, they start with example 1, which is money line of Arkansas versus Kansas State, where Arkansas is a minus 398, Kansas State plus 301. Randall says 398 minus 301 is 97. So from this, one can come up with the formula to describe market width as the absolute value of money line 1 minus absolute value of money line 2, which equals 97. Then they go on to example 2, which is Kuzma over 7.5 and rebounds, and Kuzma under 7.5 rebounds, and minus 117 on the over, minus 114 on the under. So Randall then states that the market width for this is 31 cents, and this is example 2 is a more confident line than the line of example 1. But there's an issue here where if you apply the same formula used to derive the market width of the example 1, you then end up with 231 market width, which is obviously incorrect. I can see where Randall got the number, so in order to get this, one has to change the formula, and the reason why is because in example 1, there was one negative number and one positive number, and in example 2, they're both negative, so the formula has to change. So the formula that could be used is the absolute value of money line 1 plus the absolute value of money line 2 minus 200. So the issue, again, so there's American odds money lines are either plus 100 and higher or minus 100 and lower. There are 4 combinations of positive and negative money lines. That both lines could be positive in a game, and of course the sportsbook would lose money, so it's unrealistic. There's also a condition where one positive and one negative, where the positive is larger than the absolute value of the negative, but this is considered arbitrage, and this is also unrealistic. So then you're left with these two, where one's positive and one negative, where the positive is smaller than the absolute value of the negative. And this was in example 1, and this is the formula that could be used to determine the market width of these lines, and then you have the condition where both are negative, and this was example 2, and this is the market width formula that could be used for that. But here's the issue is, this is example 1, which is said to be the less confident line that results in a VIG of 4.86%. Relative to example 2, that has a VIG of 7.19%. So Randall's claiming that the Sportsbook Pinnacle is more confident in the Kuzma rebound total outcome than the Arkansas versus Kansas State game outcome, but is choosing to charge less VIG on the less certain game. So the question is, why is the VIG lower and market width greater in example 1 relative to example 2? And it is because market width is composed of 2 variables, VIG and the win percentage difference. So holding the win percentage constant, the greater the VIG, the greater the market width. Holding the VIG constant, the greater the win percentage difference, the greater the market width. So here in this example, we are holding, you can see that the win probability is always 0 in each one of these examples. So win probability 50-50 all the way through. The only thing that's changing is the VIG is increasing because the market width, as the VIG increases, minus 105s to minus 110s, minus 115s and minus 120s, as the VIG increases, the market width increases and the win probability difference stays constant. In this example, we now hold the vig constant at 0.02, but once again you can see as the difference in the win probability of these games, so if this is 0.1, 0.55 minus 0.45 is 0.1, 0.6 minus 0.4 is 0.2, and so on. You can see as this number increases, so does market width. So in the two examples provided, the disparity in market width is more caused by the win probability difference than the vig. And it's actually, this vig is, because this vig is lower than this vig, this line is, the Pinnacle is more confident in this line than this line. And really the market width of 97 is really saying that the Pinnacle thinks that this team is much more likely to beat this team than this team is to this team. So the correct claim is that since a sportsbook such as Pinnacle is trying to make money and makes money solely off of the vig, the less confidence the sportsbook has in the line, the greater the vig. And then in this example, or this hypothetical situation, we have a set of lines where the market width is the same all the way through, and you can see how minus 120, minus 120, and plus 120, minus 160, even though it has the same market width, it has less vig and more confidence, which means it would be the better line. So the plus 120 minus 160 would be a more confident line than a minus 120 minus 120, despite them having equal market width. So the correct conclusion regarding market width: because it is known that sportsbooks make their money from the vig, it is known that this is the best indicator of the sportsbook's confidence in the line, where the less the vig, the greater the line confidence. The market width is a function of two things: the vig and the difference of win percentages. Vig, the greater the vig, the greater the market width. Difference of winning percentages, the greater the difference, the greater the market width. So market width can be used as an indicator of the sportsbook's confidence in the line, but because it is influenced by the difference in win percentages, it is not as good of an indicator as the vig.